8 o'clock. I think you do that. But the next, that's the Gliese systems. Gliese og Gliese. I will go back to full screen. And let's do, so that was to song, I cannot say that. That was right, solar systems. Paste, Gliese, bookmark. That's a new, the Gliese or Gliese. What star is it? It's Dwarf star, strong one. And we have planets, but that's probably Gliese one, probably too close. Yes, that's iron planets, a planet composed mostly of superheated ferromagnetic iron. But I learned that now. We can see this green zone. This is the green zone where we have habitat life. So this one should not have life. The Gliese 2. Smog planets. A smog planet with a retrograde rotation compared to the rest of the system. And then we have an asteroid belt, Gliese, Bell Alpha. And then we have the habitable zone. Oh, we have one more, Gliese number 3. There's maybe someone here. Terrestrial rocky. A terrestrial rocky world without an atmosphere. It is dotted by installations mining its valuable resources, so that's a good place for mining. And we have the green habitable zones. It looks like we have a space station and yes. I have a spatial station around this. But that's the no-go. It's not no-go. That's a no-go or no-go. That the Gliese number 4. Yes. Terrestrial rocky. A beautiful world that the Banu terraformed then decided not to inhabit. Colonies of human expatriates have sprung up on the planet and found the soil to be quite fertile or fertile. Human residents have reported no issues, leaving many to wonder why the Banu refused to live there. Yes, should be a nice planet. And we have a space station around it. Lydis. No, click wrong. Yes, but we have a space station. If I can click. Yes, that's a Lydis space station, and I cannot click. I start to get tired. It's 8 p.m. No, I not start to get tired. Just got up my bed 3 p.m. or something like that. But I have recorded a lot. Many days, more than 2 weeks. We have another planet here somewhere. The Gleason number 5. That's a gas giant that was too warm to form ammoniac clouds and instead has cloud of the water vapor. A major collection point for the Tellurica and the line of Bene bottled water. That was Gleason number 5. We have another one. This one. Oh, we have it here. That's 5. Oh yes. Number 6. That's the Gleason number 6. No. Protoplanet, a barren protoplanet in a distant orbit. Yes, that's a big one. Let's have a look. That's the Gleise or Gliese. Yes, I don't know if I should look my upload to YouTube. That's 24 minutes. I just refresh. Oh, King Kongo is not online, but we can watch a little bit commercials because I have to look. I will never finish upload if I have this breaks on half an hour every 1 hour. So I have to be sure my upload is running. Short commercial breaks. Yes, I'm still here. I'm watching, have to wait 1 minute to see if the upload is working. I think it has stopped again, the number 1000 times.
Life in the city comes at you at 1,000 meters a second.
Yes,
According to a recent study, the
I have
average city
to
dweller
add
is subjected
files
to over
again.
60,000 forms of stimuli on any given day. That much information beamed into your brain, it's not surprising that some people can react a little differently. Desmond Flay, known as Des to his friends and family, was by all accounts a quiet and respectful young man, which made his actions on March 8, 2938 even more surprising. It was described as a joyride like no other. A high-speed chase in the skies that covered several hundred miles of dense urban airspace. Within an hour, he had thousands of adoring fans who watched the authorities scramble to catch him. But Des saved his best surprise for last. captured, local police asked why he did it. Des reportedly took a look around, smiled, and said, "I just wanted some peace and quiet." See your local ship dealer for financing options. Certain restrictions apply.
All systems online.
Yes, I'm ready, and I have to add all the files again. Text and description. Anvil. Yes, end of commercial. I have to be sure my upload is running. So, but I'm not taking break. I'm watching this, and I'm not going up and look the upload. So, because this is a long one, like 25 minutes, so I like to be sure my upload is running.
Hi, and welcome to Lore Maker's Guide to the Galaxy. I'm your host for today, senior writer Will Weisbaum. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who are new to the program, Lore Maker's Guide is where we folks on the narrative team get a chance to walk you through some of the interesting sites and systems to be found in Star Citizen's vast universe. So today we're going to be taking a look at Gliese or Gliese or Gliese, depending on how you'd like to pronounce it. There's a lot of debate on that. And it is a Banu system, so that should be fun. The Banu is definitely in my top 6 alien races to be found in Star Citizen. Got a laugh out of Jared. So we're floating here on Earth, so let's use our handy dandy star map to head on over. Oh, let's do a route. I'm searching for it. We're going to do a route. We're going to go from Earth, and we're going to head to Gliese. Let's see, we want the main one. Gliese. Let's see, today I'm going to be flying there in my, let's see, I should probably go there in like a Banu merchantman. That only seems appropriate. I bought the thing, might as well use it, right? So we're going to head over there in our merchantman, so let's calculate that route. Let's see, we have 2 options going through Davian. One's 12 jumps and one's 9 jumps. I'm going to save you a couple clicks from having to watch me do this, so let's go 9. Let's view that route. All right, we're starting off on, that's not Earth, but still fine. And we're going to go through, over to Killian, and now we're in Ellis. I'm going to jump over to Nexus, Hades. Oh man, we're seeing a wide swath. Trying to head over to Gliese from Nemo to Coral, and now we're going from there into Hidden, and then our last jump Go through. Yeah. Very exciting. Welcome to Gleason. You can see right off the bat that it is a main sequence Type A star, and it's blue-white. So you can see we got that cool blue-white render going there. Congratulations to Turbulent for allowing us to do that. It's really snazzy. This is a 6-planet system. We'll zoom out and give a wide overview there. And it has 3 asteroid belts, so there's a lot of resources going on. Or 2 belts in a cluster over there. And the system is really a center point for a lot of Banu trading, which shouldn't be a huge surprise knowing what we do about Banu and how much they love to trade. But with as many resources as there has been present in the system, it has really become a hub of activity. Now, even though humanity first had contact with the Banu in 2438, we didn't get a chance to officially visit Gleason until way later in 2712. And the reason for that was that it took a long time to be able to negotiate the proper trade deals with the Banu in order to get official access to it. Now, official access means like humanity as a whole was given permission and nav access to the system. That's not to say no humans had ever visited the system before then. I'm sure there were some people who were forced to visit aboard indentured servant ships and stuff like that, but as a whole, being able to get there regularly and easily, it didn't happen until the negotiations went through. Now, the reason why it took such a long time is because just how complicated it is to negotiate with Banu as a people, to do large-scale negotiations. For the Banu, their entire society is kind of made up through this guild system where they have these Suli, to use their term for it, that kind of run everything. So you have your smaller Sulis, which is like a shop on a street corner is run by a Suli who does that, and then you have your manufacturing guilds, you have all sorts of other guilds, but you also have political guilds that all the representative Sulis on a world or in a city will pay money towards the political guilds to kind of organize things, because bureaucracy is a business just like anything else for the Banu, and the Sulis can be shifting, so that makes it very hard to negotiate anything on a grand scale when you have all these different separate interests that you have to get on board. So you have your local city Sulis and your planetary city Sulis, as well as your major trade representatives, and even down to navigational guilds who produce the nav drives and who had a vested stake in making sure that their proprietary map information didn't give out. So like we're kind of thinking for the Banu that their nav drives are kind of closely guarded and built separately by guilds. So they're hard-coded in with the map data. So when you get your ship and you install the nav drive, that nav drive is only associated with that one ship. You're not supposed to be able to pull it off and install it somewhere else. You also can't pull off the nav information from there because it's hard-coded in. And like different nav Sulis offer different maps. Like some may have some jump tunnels and shorter navigations than another nav drive manufacturer. And the information eventually gets disseminated out to different people as the guilds dissolve and reform new ones, and workers go from one place to the next, bringing information with them. But basically, all of this complication made it very hard for the initial UNE delegates to form trade deals and get humanity access. And you might be saying, well, don't the Banu love trading? And you're right, so good job on saying that. But what it is that they're not the only guild involved. So there would be, you know, the mining guilds and other local guilds wouldn't want this huge influx of humans coming and ruining their trade. So they were very hesitant and resistant to that influx. Like the mining guilds put up a strong front in a lot of worlds from being allowed people to come in. And, you know, that wasn't true for all systems. It was different for every system. So over the course of the years, the UNE was able to initially negotiate terms for Bacchus, Gedin, and Kins. So humanity started going with there, which is impressive in itself. And actually, early on in one of the negotiating sessions, the UNE representatives didn't quite do it right. So traders almost got attacked by a mercenary guild for violating trade rights, and they're like, we just negotiated this, we have a right to be here. And then they found out that the Suli that they had negotiated with had dissolved, and so completely changed their way of thinking about contracts. And can you imagine like being in the middle of a negotiation that's been going on for weeks, only to find that the party that you've been negotiating with is no longer existent, and so you have to start over with a new group? It was a long process, so it was impressive that we got as far as we did. But it kind of dried up after a certain point, because while the Banu were the first aliens that we had contact with, when we started running into the Tavaran and the Xi'an, things weren't as warm and fuzzy. We had a very long-standing Cold War with the Xi'an, and the Tavaran we had some very hot wars. So all of a sudden, humanity's trust of aliens waned, and there was no longer such a big push to open up trade and to have interspecies deals going on. And so basically no new systems were added for a while, especially with the Messer regime was really, driven by these kind of xenophobia as part of their mainstay. But eventually, come early 28th century, Vandal had just started attacking us. Military spending was at an all-time high. Taxation was at an all-time high to pay for all this stuff. Humanity was spread out after rapid development. Messers had spent a lot of money trying to build up worlds, and the whole human economy was starting to kind of collapse in itself. It couldn't support this. And tried a lot of things to get it going again. And so Imperator Messer the 8th, Samuel Messer, decided that one way to do it would be to push forward with opening up new trade routes with the Banu. So for the first time in like 2 centuries, he sent a delegate to renegotiate for access. And so the main focus was on getting access to Gliese, because they knew about Gliese and they knew that it was this great trading hub. So they thought it would be a real boon to the human economy if we could get access to it. And so sure enough, we were able to do it. And a lot of economists think that getting this trade access has kept the Messer regime live for an additional decades past what they would have otherwise if the economy had collapsed. So here's the system overall. It's pretty great. And we're going to zoom in and start on our first planet, which is Gliese 1. Now, Gliese 1 is an iron planet, and you might be asking, does it have a metal core? The answer is yes, it is metal to its very core. It is composed mostly of superheated ferromagnetic iron. It's a relatively sleepy area. There isn't much traffic here. There has been a recent uptick of humans coming to visit Gliese 1 because of its strong magnetics, where they go in orbit, and apparently it's said there's been a problem with some cybernetic limbs. Sometimes when they attach, there is nerve pain and other stuff that develops over time. So to help ease symptoms associated with having these cybernetic limbs, people say that orbiting around Gliese 1 can help alleviate that because of its unique magnetic signature. Of course, there has yet to be medical evidence that this is true, but a lot of people believe it. Over here we have Gliese 2. There we go. Look at that little guy. It has I'm going to throw out some numbers here because we have all these stats and I don't want to get into all of them, but just for fun, just so you know, Gliese 2 has a semi-major axis of 1.211 AU.
Yes, I'm still here, but I'm not talking because I'm listening to this, of course. I think the upload is running, but I will look at that upload when this one is finished, because I cannot get up and down my bed every 10 or 15 minutes. I can do that. I do that if I'm watching Netflix, but not when I'm recording this. That would take too long time. And I'm a big boy. I'm more than 120 kilos, so I make a lot of noise when I get up.